The famous election campaign that elected President Donald Trump into power is well known throughout the United States. He has become one of the most controversial U.S. presidents to date due to his blunt, enthusiastic, no nonsense, no apology attitude. He says what's on his mind, from racist, sexist, and demeaning remarks that the public has gotten a rise from. He has used many media outlets to his advantage and even has used Twitter as a feed filled with his outrageous but amusing remarks that has caught the public eye and made your vote. Because after all, he is our current president. But of course, he was not battled without a fight. Former candidate Hillary Clinton, who was the first female presidential candidate voted by a major party, utilized his outlandish sayings to her advantage. Hillary Clinton was voted by the Democratic Party and sought to use Donald Trump's own words against him, using a negative ad as a way to propel her campaign to a new height. And that ad is aptly named Role Models with over 2 million views on YouTube.
I love the old days. You know what they used to do to guys like that when they were in a place like this? They'd be carried out on a stretcher, folks. And you can tell them to go themselves.
The ad campaign video starts off with images of different homes. Big houses, apartment buildings, and townhouses creates the imagery that his words and presence reach people from different backgrounds. As a public figure, you are seen by the mass and viewership is the plenty. Being someone of that stature, it's important how you carry yourself. With the lights and cameras all around you, can impact a generation massively. The video quickly uses his speech as the main dialogue to present his outrageous sayings, even cursing, where you start to see the children are closely watching him.
I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay? It's like incredible. When Mexico sends its people, they're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists.
You know, you could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever.
You got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember.
The video expertly utilizes that soft, dramatic background music as a way to build remorse and a feeling of sadness that creates a sensation of tugging the heartstrings to elicit a reaction from the audience. This negative ad captures Trump's views on his invincibility, even mentioning if he conducted gun violence, no one would bat an eye. Hence, already feeding into him seen as a person of hostility that you would not want to associate with. Followed by his views on Mexico as a place filled with drugs. This inherently creates the image of him as a racist by quickly drawing to the conclusion that views his country as a drug and crime ridden land. And then followed up by another saying of him pointing out blood coming out of her wherever, already contributing to this sexist attitude amongst women. Where the screen changes to the simple sentence of our children are watching, the impact of few words can speak volumes to the mass, which makes this an effective campaign ad. Children are watching, kids who are impressionable and still growing up. They are the future of the United States. There is that common saying of you lead by example, and Hillary uses his words as a way to illustrate to the public that as a president, you are the representation of the people of America. Your words reflect the citizens. Portraying him as a violent, racist, and sexist human being is not a person you want to represent you in the seat of power as the President of the United States. Another impactful sentence was, what example will you set for them? Children can easily be impacted, and through this ad, you can see that their solemn eyes are glued to the television. They are absorbing what he is saying, and begs these questions to the viewers of, would you want your children to be watching this? Would you want his words make an impact of your children's development as a human being? Is this the person you want to vote for?
Our children and grandchildren will look back at this time, at the choices we are about to make, the goals we will strive for, the principles we will live by, and we need to make sure that they can be proud of us.
I'm Hillary Clinton, and I approve this message.
The rest of the video is followed up by Hillary Clinton's speech. She points out the importance of the principles you impact onto other people, especially impressionable children. You want people who can impact others in a positive light that you can be proud of. The youth is the future. Remember growing up, there's always that kid who says they want to be president? Presidents are people who kids look up to, who they aspire to be. Presidents can impact change. Donald Trump subconsciously builds this image of what it means to be president through his words. Hillary utilizes his words against him all throughout the video and helps viewers sway her as a role model your kids can look up to, as she stands tall, smiling, basking in the cheers of the people. The battle between both presidential candidates was a battle to be remembered. Hillary gave Trump a run for his money, and her biggest downfall was her own scandals that ultimately led to her defeat. However, this video exemplifies the strength of a negative ad. Words are powerful weapons that can sway the opposition to your side. She uses not only his words against him, but artfully utilizes the imagery of wide-eyed children as a way to inflict a sensation of depravity and importance. I can see this tactic be utilized for the upcoming election because, after all, Trump's worst enemy can be himself. With his Twitter feed wide open, with many tweets and press conferences that have gone viral, this can all potentially hurt his campaign.